Hello, my name is Bernie Barden. I am a college student here at Michigan State University. Currently, I am researching the impact of study drugs on college campuses today. If you are not familiar with the term study drugs, it implies the misuse of drugs such as Ritalin and Adderall. College students are actually at a higher risk of misusing these drugs. These drugs were originally designed for people diagnosed with ADD and ADHD. Many of the common study drugs we see on college campuses today include Ritalin and Adderall. According to HealthyHorns.com, the most common side effects from Ritalin and Adderall are irregular heartbeat, restlessness, anxiety, and paranoia. Many college students today obtain these drugs from friends who may either have a prescription or simply going to a professional doctor, such as a psychiatrist, and sitting down, having a conversation, and eventually getting the prescribed medicine. The easy accessibility to these drugs on college campuses today are a true problem. We now move on to our first interview from a college student here at Michigan State University. So, are you aware of the phrase study drugs and what it implies?
Yes, I'm familiar with the term, and I would have to say it probably relates to the misuse of prescription drugs.
Do you take any of the drugs, Ritalin or Adderall?
I do. I take Adderall XR25. I take it once a day on school day.
So when were you diagnosed with ADD?
I was diagnosed about sophomore year in high school, and it was brought to my attention after my brother. He was diagnosed about a year earlier, and so my mom just had me checked.
So during your experience in high school and college, have people asked you for your Adderall?
Yeah, I have been asked multiple times, but for the most part, I try to keep the fact that I'm prescribed just private.
So last question, do you believe that people using this drug when not prescribed is a true problem on college campuses?
I do believe it's a true problem, just because if you're not prescribed for it, you have multiple side effects. And many people don't know about it, like they just assume it's like no harm, like nothing will ever happen to them because their friends are prescribed. But actually, if you're not, it can actually have side effects of like long-term irregular heartbeats, or even you can have dizziness, short of breath. I don't believe that people should be taking it if they're not prescribed. Through my experience of taking Adderall, first I took Ritalin and then I took Adderall. Adderall, from my experience, is definitely stronger, but in my case it works for me, and it's what me and my doctor agreed to. But as far as the side effects, there's multiple side effects, especially if I don't take it every, for say 2 weeks on Christmas break or Thanksgiving break. Once I take it again, I definitely you can feel dizziness, loss of appetite, and I've heard that several people have taken it just to get weight loss, because you really don't get hungry. Your sense of appetite just isn't there, and along with that, you do feel dizziness. And yeah, if people aren't aware of what they are taking, it can lead to serious problems.
We now move on to our next and final interview from another student from Michigan State University. So, Jake Myers, are you prescribed to any drugs related to ADD and ADHD?
Yes, about 6 months ago I was diagnosed with ADD and prescribed Ritalin to treat it.
So have you experienced any of the following side effects, such as paranoia, anxiety, or exhaustion?
No, I'm prescribed to a lower dose, so I'm at a lower risk for the side effects, the negative side effects.
Okay, I see. So do you give other people the prescribed medicine that you have if they ask for it? Say maybe friends, family, or other people that say they want to use the drug for study habits?
No, I don't really tell many people that I'm prescribed, so nobody really asks because they don't know.
It's great that you do that. On another point, how often do you take the drug?
I only usually take it on school days. Days that I have class, I make sure to take it, but on the weekends I don't have a need, so I don't usually do it.
Alright, so last question, Jake. What is your view on people such as college students misusing the drugs, say for parties or for study?
Well, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, if they're going to use it every once in a while to just study or get their homework done faster, I mean, I don't think it's really that bad. But if you're going to use it and you're not prescribed, or you're not, you don't have ADD or ADHD, you're more likely to experience the negative effects. And for me, that's when it becomes a problem, is when you have the problems with it. Actually, one time I misplaced one of my prescriptions, and turns out some random person found it and took it to a pharmacy and tried to get it filled. And luckily we caught it in time, but it just goes to show that people actually try to abuse it. If they can, I mean, they're going to take advantage of it and try and abuse it for, whatever they want to do with it.
According to the University Health Service Department at the University of Texas, for half of the students that are prescribed to either Ritalin or Adderall have said that they have been asked for the drug by college peers. This means that college students actually feel comfortable asking for the drug whenever they have an exam coming up for studying. What they don't know is the long-term and short-term effects of it. The short-term effects, which might be appealing, can increase focus during studying, and that's why college students are known for taking the drug. However, there are multiple long-term effects that do damage college students' lives for years, and we will explain those later in this documentary. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, Adderall can cause hallucinations, impulsive behaviors, paranoia, and irritability. More serious side effects come if the drug is used on a daily basis. The more serious effects include loss of memory and depression. It is important for college students to be aware of these long-term effects in order for them not to be inclined to take these drugs. Not only is Adderall dangerous health-wise, it is also a criminal charge across the United States. Students who possess these drugs without a prescription can face jail time. It is important for colleges to stress the importance of not misusing this drug. College students need to be aware of the ramifications if they get caught with the drug in order for them to not want to have the drug in their possession. Students can find other forms of studying, such as study groups, tutors, help from professors, or even help from peers. Taking these drugs are very dangerous and do lead to long-term effects that will kill you. Richard Fee is an average kid who graduated from Virginia Beach. Fee was told from one of his peers that he could get a prescribed medicine that would help him study. So he went to the doctors, got that medicine that his peers told him would help him study, and after he took it a couple times, he liked the feel of it. However, Fee soon became addicted of it, and he did not know he was addicted. He wanted to keep taking the medicine because it made him smarter and made him feel better. However, when Fee graduated from the university, he overdosed on Adderall. Although Fee was able to study with this drug in college, the long-term effect killed him. The most intriguing part to this story is how easy Fee obtained the drug. Not only did Fee have the courage to lie to a doctor about symptoms that he wasn't having, he also felt the need to keep taking the drug after taking it once so he wouldn't experience withdrawals. Unfortunately, as mentioned before, he became addicted and ultimately died from it. Fee's story is really a symbol of my argument. These drugs today on college campuses are easily accessible. This is really dangerous. In conclusion, study drugs on college campuses are becoming an increasing problem. To help stop this problem of the misuse of drugs such as Ritalin and Adderall, we need to bring awareness to college campuses. Allow students to realize what these drugs do in the short term as opposed to the long term. Although it may look like it's only taking the drug once just to study, it can lead to much further and worse things. There are different ways to study on college campuses. such as forming study groups, tutors, and help from professors or peers.